What's going on, guys? No, just checking in. Thank you for tuning into the weekly weigh-in, week 16. Things got out of hand again for me. And listen, this is not a confessional. This is my best attempt. This is my best effort at an honest reflection of my life and my personal growth and who I am, and just sharing that journey for better or worse. And I just want to sort of explore what's been going on these last couple months, really like 6 weeks, and just try to understand, why I've fallen off track. I'm going to go ahead and get on the scale first and foremost. Let's just get that over with now. We're going in the wrong direction, and beyond that, it's been a really interesting time to learn about me. I think what's been the hardest thing for me in this whole process is realizing that I don't feel okay inside my own skin, and so I'm constantly trying to fill this void, fill this emptiness, whatever it is. It's sort of hard to understand, certainly hard to put into words, with food. And before I got sober, I was doing it with alcohol. And you take away these things that I use, these coping mechanisms, you take them away, and you have that void to understand and to deal with, and it's complicated. To learn about me and why I do the things I do, and why I eat the way I eat, and what it is about me that I can't seem to maintain my control with food, with sugar, with processed foods, simple carbs, empty carbs, stuff like that. Like what happens to me? Why do I eat the way I eat? And I don't want to offer any excuses, and I don't want to make this bigger than it is. I just want to reflect with you guys for a second. So when I started this journey, I did a 21-day sugar detox, and it was a really rough experience, as I've mentioned a number of times before, but it definitely led me to believe that I was legitimately addicted to sugar. Because I had withdrawals, I got sick, I got very moody, more so than normal, even though I have a propensity for mood disorders. I didn't do well. And once I got through that, it became a lot easier to avoid sugar. But I'd say about 2 months ago or so, whenever I did that video on this channel where I said I had a big cheat meal to try to trigger more weight loss, it's like I set something off in myself that I really have not talked about because I didn't fully understand, but it set something off in me that is really reminiscent of alcohol and the way I drink, the relationship I have with alcohol. I am a recovering alcoholic. I'm coming up on 11 months sober, and of course with the 12-step program I work in that respect, there is no drinking a little here or there. There's no doing other drugs or anything like that. The goal, one day at a time, is to completely abstain from all drugs and alcohol. And I believe in the importance of that because a guy like me cannot moderate. Can't do a little bit. And, it's just not possible because it triggers the phenomenon of craving for me. Anyway, I only say that because I'm starting to think the exact same thing may be true of sugar for me, maybe. And you tell me, perhaps, if you have an opinion on this and you want to speculate. But when I had that big cheat meal a couple months ago, I think it triggered the phenomenon of craving in me. Very addictive personality, constantly going from 0 to 100, and I've always been told, why can't you just moderate? Why can't you just keep it in control? Why can't you just do a little? And I'm always one extreme or the other. And so the extreme of not doing any added sugar, it worked really well for my goals. And it made it a lot easier to eat healthy and be consistent. It made it a lot easier to focus on other things, focus on my YouTube channel, focus on my relationships, focused on my personal goals. My exercise was so much better. Things were better. My mood struggled. My anxiety struggled. The tightness in my chest. But I felt those things had a chance to resolve. And then I had that cheat meal, and it just got those wheels turning into my old behavior again. Constantly thinking about food and sugar and ice cream and soda and looking for that escape, looking for that relief. And then I started shying away from the camera, and I noticed my YouTube content's been getting a little bit less useful than I would like it to be, and I'm not spending as much time with Jessie, and when she goes to bed I'm sneaking off and getting food, ice cream, pasta, burgers, soda. I'm trying to trigger that dopamine response is all I can think. I'm behaving like an addict, and I'm trying to cope, and I like the way it makes me feel. I like the way it feels to binge eat. Now, I hate the repercussions of binge eating. I hate the added weight, the poor sleep, the worse energy, the effect on mood and brain, mental clarity, such as brain fog. My cognitive function certainly seems diminished. I'm less effective, less motivated. My exercise goes down the shit because I just don't have that intensity. I feel kind of blah. But at night, I love the way it feels to binge eat. I like the effects that it produces. I just escape. I don't think about anything. I just keep filling my mouth. And then I wake up the next day and I tell myself I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it again. But then that night comes and I'm off. I'm off to buy a dozen donuts and a box of macaroni and cheese and 2 Coca-Colas and a pint of ice cream. And I'm just escaping. So there's a part of me that thinks that I might have to work a 12-step program around sugar, around added sugar and gluten. And maybe I have to take that more serious. And maybe for me, it's not going to be possible to just do some here or there. Maybe I don't have that in me, and I'm going to have to learn and adapt to live a lifestyle where the sugar I get, it comes from fruit, natural sugar like such as that, and maybe just one day at a time try to accept that about myself in order to get where I want to go, in order to see what the mental health benefits could possibly be from executing a really proper diet, whole food, micronutrient diet, lean meats, vegetables, seeds, nuts, complex carbs, fruit, stuff like that, roots. I desperately want to know what could happen there. And as I see my weight going back up and I see these old behaviors coming back up, I just have to set aside, pull myself aside and just kind of pray about it and just think about it, and ask myself what's really important to me, to what length am I willing to go. I'm willing to go to any length to not drink and be sober. Am I willing to go to any length to overcome this addiction to sugar? Some people might think that shit sounds dramatic. You're not in my head. You don't know what it feels like for me, but I know a lot of you understand. I know a lot of you understand. Try coming off sugar all the way. And if you have an addictive personality, it's really hard to go back and not get lost in it again. And it's really hard to break free of that grasp of sugar and spiking the blood sugar and spiking your insulin, crashing. It's not healthy. So anyway, that's my check-in. Please stand by me, and I hope you can respect that. At least I can always be honest with you. My journey is not over. I don't want to fail. I want to improve my mind, body, and soul, and I want you guys there with me, and I appreciate you. So thank you for your support. We're back on a 21-day sugar detox to get the sugar detox process going again. So again, I'm starting the 21-day sugar detox all over again. I'll see you guys next week, and let's fucking do this. Peace.